watching TVS, Television Simulator.
In Television Simulator 6.0, you can create custom themes in the Character Generator Bulletin Editor. This video will show you how to get started with those custom themes. To begin, create a new project. For this example, we won't be using a header or a footer. Click on each one and press the red X to remove their content. Then uncheck the boxes in the header and footer sections of the ribbon. Next, let's make the background transparent. From the Home section, click on the body background and slide the transparency slider all the way to transparent. Now let's proceed. Let's start off with a really basic example for the tuner. So we've got our page content here, and right now that's all it says, but that's not what we want. So we're going to remove the entire line, and we're going to add a new freeform layer. I'm going to remove this empty chunk as well. So all we've got is this freeform layer. You can move it around. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll down to this chunk programmability, and then I'm going to enter in a number, and it's just going to be like number 5, for instance. Then I'm going to drag this around, and let's say, I'm going to give it a background color of, say, purple, and then the text color is white already. Then I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. I'm going to center it. Then I'm going to go to the font size over here, and then I'm going to make it huge. So now we've got, I'm just going to resize it a little bit. Now we've got this number. And right now it's anchored to the top of the page, but if we wanted to be more fancy about it, we'd set the top to 0. Or actually we'd unset it and we'd set the bottom to like 25 pixels or something. And then for the left we'd also delete it. And then for the right we'd say maybe 10. There we go. Anyways, it's aligned down here to the bottom right. And now if we go over here to data and we say preview in TVS, it doesn't say anything. And the reason why is because if you come back here, you see this orange line under the number that we put into the preview, or the placeholder text. This is basically just placeholder so that we don't get confused, but like it's not actually going to show it. So instead what we'll do is we'll go under variable key, and now you can see there's a bunch of system dot something or other. So system is manual input, channel name, channel abbreviation, icon, but the one we're looking for is the formatted channel number. So we're going to click on that. Now if we go over here to data and we preview it, you'll see here's the channel number. It's already formatted and it's being displayed. Now usually it's if we have like channel numbers that go into the hundreds or so, we might want to make it just a little bit wider, just because like if we go down here to the editor placeholder text again and we say like 100 for instance, you'll want to make sure this is at least as wide as whatever you're planning on putting in it, otherwise it's going to wrap, like, or it's going to go off the side, I guess, something like that. You know, it's not going to look as good. So we'll make it look like that, and now when we preview it, it's showing what channel it actually is. Alright, the next thing that we're going to be doing is adding a program title. So I'm going to make a new freeform line here, just keep things organized, and then I'm going to scroll down. I'm going to say this is the program title, placeholder text, And then I'm just going to resize it, drag it around. Let's say over here, something like that. And then I'm going to anchor it to the bottom and the left this time around. So the bottom, say 25 pixels, maybe 35 pixels, something like that. It's like how far down do you want it to go? And then the right or the left, I guess I'm going to say like 20. Yeah, anyway, you can finagle it all you want, or you could just drag it around. It doesn't really matter. If the screen size is the way that you actually want this, then you don't need to mess around with this. It's only if you're making something that's like designed for other people to use. Like, say somebody has an HD screen, for instance, then you'd want to make it like absolutely positioned over here. If you're using a 4:3 screen and they're using HD, you know, it would look a little bit weird. But otherwise, it doesn't matter. You just drag it around to wherever you want. And so for the variable key, we are going to go to system.tuner.info.title. And now let's go preview it. See, it says 01 and to be announced. To use your custom theme in Television Simulator, export it using the Export button from the Home tab in the Bulletin Editor. Put it somewhere where TVS can access it. For instance, if you're using the TVS launcher, add the theme to your configuration directory. In your configuration file, find or create the OSD section, and under the Tuner section, specify the theme as custom-cg. Add another section to the tuner called Theme Options. Then add a source property with the path to your JSON file. Launching back into Television Simulator, you'll find that the custom theme is now applied. Whenever you change channels, TVS will show channel info using that theme. Television Simulator's volume system goes from 0 to 50 in increments of 5 at a time. Whether TVS is muted or not is a simple true or false flag. Create a new project and set it up in the same way as the tuner. Create a new text chunk and set the variable key this time to system.receiver.volume. Make another text chunk with the variable key set to system.receiver.isMuting. To show the mute indicator when muted and the volume indicator otherwise, use system.receiver.isMuting as the visibility variable for your volume and your mute lines. Show the volume line when isMuting is false, and the muting line when isMuting is true. If you want to display something other than just a raw numeric value for the volume, then go to the Chunk Programmability section, scroll down to Text Variable Display, and change the display mode to Match and Replace. Add a new match for each multiple of 5 from 0 to 50. Let's take a look at an example that's a little bit more complete. So I've got two layers here. One is for the volume meter, and then another is for the muting indicator. Let's start with the muting indicator because it's something that we've already talked about. So I've just got the text here is just set to the letter X, and if we scroll down here to chunk programmability, we can see that the visibility variable is muting, and when we will show it when it equals true. So if we're muting, just say here, it'll show it. Now for the volume indicator over here, we've got system.receiver.volume is the variable key, and we have under mapped image URLs, we've got all these different mappings. So when the value is 0, we're going to show the first image in the sequence, and when it's 5, we'll show the second, 10, so on and so on and so on, all the way up to the maximum. So I've got a list of 11 images here. The way that this works is that I've got a folder here called volume, and then I've got a list of 11 PNGs, and then got I've created a bunch of these in Sprite. So you can see there's just 11 frames, and I've made a frame for each one. So now we map them here and we place them in the configuration directory. So now if we go into TVS and we were to turn the volume down, now it's all the way down, and now it's all the way up. And when it's muted, we show both the volume indicator and the X on top of it. So when you're making the info screen, it's going to be kind of the same steps that you made for making a tuner. You can add really anything that you want to these screens. There aren't any like rules on what you need to have or what you don't need to have. It's kind of up to you. So when we go to, say, the variable key, you can see all sorts of different information here. We've got info about the summary, the title, the parental rating, the personal rating, series, season, episode number, year, whether or not we have subtitles, whether or not we have it's in stereo, the category, which is like news, kids, etc., or nothing. Then we've got whether it's like on 24 hours a day. You've got the start time, the end time, the duration. There's a lot of stuff, as well as whether we're playing background audio or not, and if so, the station, the artist, the album. We've got cover art. It's off screen here, but we've got all sorts of different stuff that you can choose to show if you want to show it, and if you don't want to show it, then it won't be shown. So only the stuff you choose to display is what's going to be shown. So if I just say I want the program title, I'm just going to write in program title under the placeholder text, and then we'll say channel.info.title. And then we're going to add another one here, and I'm going to have the channel rating, or the program rating, I mean. I'm going to surround it in parentheses. So I'm going to make a new chunk here, and I'm going to move it between these parentheses. I'm going to say like TVPG. And then the variable key for that is going to be the parental rating. Now what we can do is this parentheses and this parentheses, we could like hide these if there is no rating, because like right now when we preview it, it's going to say that there's nothing there. So what we could do is we could say, like for this parentheses, we say visibility variable is parental rating. Then for the parental rating itself, we'd also do that. And then for the other parentheses as well. And we say show when set. So now if there is none, then it doesn't show up. I'm just going to make it look a little bit nicer, so I'm going to add a background color. And now make another line of text below it with the summary. We'll add that as the placeholder text, so summary. And then let's just say we'll make the background here white and the text black. And then we're going to add a variable key for, there it is, okay, yeah, summary. I'm also going to add another text chunk here with the year, I think would be kind of fun. So let's just say, like, we'll do a parenthesis, another parenthesis, move them around, and then inside of here, I'm going to do 1999 or something like that. And for all of these, we're going to say visibility variable is year, info.year. Also the key for this one would be info.year. And this one would also be visibility year. So now if we preview, we don't see anything else, but that's fine. So now let's just export it real quick. I'm going to call it custom info. Alright, so in the configuration file we're going to add a third block here. So info theme is custom CG. And then under the theme options, custom info.json. And then let's just say we've got a year, 2001. So we're just adding some information that can be picked up here by the info. So we got a title, summary, and year for that one. The other one we just have a title. So now inside Television Simulator, we've got our old tuner theme that pops up there and then it goes away. But if we press info, it'll say on demand, and then here's the year in parentheses. And this is some of the summary text for the program you're watching. Now let's just say that we added a parental rating as well. Let's say TV 14. So we'll save it again. Now we're going to refresh. And you see there it is, TV 14. If I unmute, then it'll get the volume indicator to go away. But there you go.